Hello my loyal followers, 630 of you now, I think, something like that. You're racking up. Still waiting for my check, YouTube? Must be a clerical error. I must have to get in touch with them. This is my tool caddy. Kind of a toolbox, but not a box because it's not a box, it's a tool caddy. I've had various ways of carrying my tools over the years, and this is my next evolution. I'll go through what's in it. I'll just give it a scan round so you can have a good look at it in its full glory. There is 90 tools in here. That's not counting, 1, 2, 3, that's screwdriver bits all in one, counted as one item. It's just tools, that's not counting every single pencil. I haven't cheated. 90 tools. Comes in at a hefty 21.3 kilograms. Not the lightest thing in the world, but not impossible to carry. Box on its own is 7.3. So I tried to keep it light as I could, because I do have a nasty habit of overbuilding things. So what I've done, I've got an 18mm ply centre spar there. And then we drop down to 12mm for the sides. Oops, pressing buttons. Oh damn. 12mm for this side. And then we're just 6mm for the insides. 6mm MDF. There's no housing joints, there's no rebates, there's nothing fancy joinery on here. I've just glued and butt jointed it. Because when you add 8 different butt joints all in one, and it's all boxed out, squared up and glued together, it creates something that's really pretty bloody strong. And I've got 12mm ply for the base, 12mm ply for these sides, and then 6mm ply above here. So it's not going to sag because it's all boxed and squared and squared and squared off. I've got little plastic feet on here. So when it gets dragged and moved and clunked on the floor, it's not going to knacker up this ply. They'll wear through and eventually break, and I'll just make new ones. Very simple to make. I've gone for the grey and orange. Some of you will hate it, some of you will like it, but it's my bloody box and I'm painting whatever colour I want. So there. If you don't like it, don't leave me a comment saying that looks disgusting. Just keep it to your bloody self. What have we got? What have we got? Oh, we've got all electrical screwdrivers. I've tried to keep it so you can just get things out without moving other things. This is the only thing, but on a day-to-day, take measures of the first. I've switched the tumble dryer on. 1 moment. Oh, yeah, professional stuff. YouTube, where's me check? First thing you put on tends to be that, so that lives on a little plastic doofer on there, so you can forget about that, and then you can just whoop out your screwdrivers, screw away. This screwdriver, it's kind of tightened up because I've got varnish on the holes, but it will loosen, so I'm not going to do anything about it, because over time that will loosen off. It's the only one that's really tight. I've got a few of these that have got little bits in, that's why I've also got the bits up there, so that you don't have to then go in here, get this box out that's got all the screwdriver bits in it, open it, chop the bit, put it back in again. I've got the main ones you use in here already. Posi, Phillips, small flathead, big flathead. One in here has got medium flathead, and this has got a little number 1 posi in it. So all in all, they're all there ready to rock and roll. The old E-swing pry bar sits neatly on there. Another tape measure. That's just for general measuring, the one that you can get beat up. It's got the wider blade so you can throw it out more. This is more of your detail work, the fiscal. I'll pop it back in its little doobie-doo-dah. Slots in there nicely. You can also remove it by pulling it out of its own thingamajogama. Like that. I've got my G-clamps. These are work in progress. It needs another coat on the orange, but they're grey and orange to match. I know the grey is not the same, but it's grey primer. It's going to be more robust of me. This is just emulsion on here. emulsion that I've put a coat of varnish over the top, matte varnish. So it's it can get rained upon and it won't matter. I know my tools will go with it, but you know, you carry it in and out, it's raining, you can't just, I get an umbrella. This little thing pulls out. The earth sleeve, so you can pop it in your pocket. Whip it out when you're putting earth sleeve for connecting sockets up. Lives in there. Mechanical pencil. I can't remember where I got these from. It'll come to me. Little punch. I'm saying, yes, that's what you need. Get chisels. Just whoop out of there. Whoop back in there. Square. It is held on a little bit of guttering bracket there, just to give it a little bit of resistance, so it can't slide out. In here we've got chalk line, hinge hole borer, forcing a bit to doobie-doo right in there, adjustable spanner, water pump spanner or pipe grip spanner, whatever to call them, insulating tape that is held on courtesy of the G-Clomp. That is a wall tie that I've cut the end off, making it a very good retrieval hook for pulling cables out. Lots of applications for that, for something that I made for Newt. Stuffed it back in its little hole, its hooks in there. 6-inch ruler, diamond file, scraper, 10mm spanner for worktop bolts. In here we've got permanent pen, a wee pot of PVA glue, some Infocol, just in case I get the windy pops. It's not really. What that is doing everything one-handed, holding my phone in the other hand, is engine oil. Bit of 530, I think that is, for general lubrications. I use it for door latches. I also do oil the handles. It just makes them nice and smooth, man. My hammer. It's only little. I know it's only little. I don't see the point in carrying a massive hammer. I've carried this for years and it has replaced my large hammer. On a day-to-day, just wacky, tappy, that is more than sufficient and doesn't add tons of weight to your toolbox. If I need one, we've got one in the van, I'll go and get it. But just for general tapping, that's pretty good. Sanding block, screwdriver bits you've already seen. In here, that is a digital measurer. My internet purchase. Beep. Those things on my beep. Pretty accurate that is as well. I'm very impressed. It's good for measuring things that you can't reach with the tape measure. Your tape measure's flopping everywhere, and oh my god, or long distances. Excellent thing. Lives in there. Also, I have 2 rulers tucked just behind there. 2 12-inch rulers. Pliers. Some needle nose vice grips. That was a push rod for a hi-hat on a drum kit that I cut down, and now it is used for put it on things, whack them with a hammer, move things in, blah blah, levering, all kinds of things. That is all my drawers. Don't forget your drawers. They swizzle snizzle. And open these up. These are all the way to the other side, and you can access them from the other side as well. In here we've got, that is a rechargeable battery light lamp thing. I will do a review on that because I haven't seen any. Well, I have, but they've been the genuine Chinese ones and they don't show it working. So that's daft. So I'll do one on that. Connectors, Stanley knife blades, a little box of screws, because you always need, oh, I just need a 30mm screw. Can you be asked to go all the way to the van to find the box of 30mm screws? No. So there's a selection of raw plugs and odd screws in there. In here we have got scrapers, dividers, a hose for blowing dust out of holes and out of areas where you think, if I blow in that, that's going to go back into my eyeball. One of these, but a smaller one. recent purchase, haven't used them, don't know how good they are. They may hit the cutting room floor, I do not know. So they were bought after I'd started it, that's why. That one has made its way into there and fits. That one lives in a drawer. Always a way, you think you've got every tool you could ever require and something else comes along and ruins your life. They twist, like that. That's one side. Flipping around. Yeah. This is why I've got sacrificial feet. Ooh, there we go. Squizzers. Draw watching. I know they're Rolton and they're crap, but when you're cutting insulation, you know the fluffy loft insulation chokes you to death insulation, you can rag it with a Stanley knife as much as you want, but a pair of scissors is a far more efficient way of cutting it. Tenon saw, bevel, big screwdrivers in there. What else have we got? Oh, this is my... Oh, a lot of camera work today is just really good. This is a gearless ratchet screwdriver, but it's got a little trick. I will show you when I can find somewhere to show you it. I'll put it on here like this. When you turn, look, watch the handle, watch the thing. Oh, it's going the wrong way. Doesn't matter which way you turn it, it continues to turn that way as long as you're holding that ring. So if you're putting sockets in or something, 2 turns gets you 2 turns, not 1 turn to put the screw in and then return the screwdriver to that position and turn again. So that's pretty nifty, and if you're not using that bit, then it's just your standard can't put it on. You see, gearless ratchet. It ratchets one way and turns back the other way. It is a cheapo McAllister, and I was trying to look for a better one, but I couldn't really find one, and this one hasn't broken so far. It's still holding up pretty well. The McAllister bit's worn off. It shows you how much it has been used. You're supposed to put all the bits in there, but it's like a bloody baby's rattle and just irritated the hell out of me, so they got removed. That's that. Little hacksaw for hacksawing things, a file. Folding pad saw, plasterboard saw, whichever you want to call it. Not getting it out, you've all seen a pad saw before. A fine-toothed tenon saw, fits just... I can't see and do it at the same time. There it goes. My Stanley knife is a rattling good fit because it's horrible. I had an Irwin, it went missing on site. I think the customer we were working for borrowed it and didn't return it, so that was the end of the last I saw of that. And the Irwin's the nicest one. I'm not buying the same thing twice. I want to buy a different one, but I haven't found one I like. This is temporary, hence it's temporarily rattle hold. Hand countersink, Bradle, very small spirit level. Not the finest thing in the world, I know. It's got a torch on one end and a laser pointer on the other end. It's a bit gimmicky, but what it is very small and it's accurate, and it's got a rebate so you can sit it on things. So for putting plastic socket boxes on and stuff like that, it's excellent. If it ain't broke, don't replace it with something heavier and more expensive. It's fine. Allen key set, T-bar, some scrapers lurking behind there. My ear defenders to my Howard Lee, whoever it is, fold away ones. Recent purchase, very good. Like those. Snug in there. Speed square just swings into its little slots with a rather satisfying slide. Oh, that's nice. Gent saw or dovetail saw, depending what you want to call it. And of course, the drawers. Turn, turn, open. And from this side, these are just 6 MDF. Good enough, because the weight's taken on the base anyway, so don't have to be... And no, I didn't dovetail the MDF together. Even I won't go that far. Yeah, just mitered. Mitered and glued, mitered and glued. Little block, which is for putting edgings onto worktop and things. You you can give it a good rub, put some pressure on there, and you can never find one when you need one, so I thought, why not just make one and keep one? So I did. Tipex pen for marking out things on dirt surfaces and for touching in any white things that you might chip. No, it wasn't me, we don't do that kind of thing. Some screwdriver bits, heads for my pair of pliers that I didn't really show you. I'll get them. Yeah, these, the heads are replaceable, and they are compound action, so you get twice the power for twice the squidge. They're good. They did have a spring, but it's broken over time, which is a shame, but they still work. I've got the heads for those on the back of me screwball box. That's the screws this is. A spare Stanley knife, because Stanley knives are one of the things people go, can I borrow your Stanley knife? And then they don't give it back all bloody day. So there you go. Well, I think that's all I need to say. I just realised I was staring at the bench. Has the filming been really, really bad? Am I going to watch this and want to do it straight away again? Can I be bothered? No. So it's going to stay. I'll let you see it, and it's nice. I like it anyway. Looks pretty cool. Gets a lot of customers going, oh, I do like your toolbox. And other people going, wow, I do like your toolbox. I'm like, oh, that's wonky. That's annoying. Oh, I've got to straighten them up. I've got to straighten them up. They're not good. There. Sorted. So yeah, there you go. If you like it, make one. If you don't like it, leave me an abusive comment, please.